outside Frérot Bamboo in the dark blue, and then Torn and Frayed with Do Your Job in a black and orange jacket racing just ahead of the midfield cluster as they stream out over the third, where Thunder Rock in mid-division, maroon sleeves and camp, was a little slower than one or two of those around him. So with the first three fences swiftly behind them, they now move into a left-hander and a slightly longer run before they get to the next line of fences, and when they reach the fourth, they'll be inside the last 2 miles of this Virgin Bet December Gold Cup, and Grandier Dame and Il Ridotto push the pace along to the white-faced Frérot Bamboo. Montmoral and Torn and Frayed fourth and fifth into the straight ahead of Do Your Job. Then the JP McManus pair, so Scottish with a white cap, green cap with a white star for Fakir Dudery, followed by Fugitive in a violet jacket, then Thunder Rock, who's got a couple behind, Railway Hurricane in the green and yellow under young Connor Stone-Walsh's last but one, and at the back of the field, JJ Riley. Already over the fifth, and they're fairly well stretched out in truth. There'd be at least a dozen lengths top to tail, and it's Bryony Frost and Il Ridotto who helped to force that early gallop, with Frérot Bamboo on the left now moving up size, and Grandier Dame rein back to track the leading pair. Torn and Frayed in the green and Montmoral in the yellow dispute fourth place as they cross the sixth. Fugitive didn't see a lot of daylight, but untidy there, 3/4 of the way back through the field. And they're moving on towards fence 7. White-faced Frérot Bamboo and Il Ridotto as one over Grandier Dame, Montmoral, Torn and Frayed. Then Do Your Job. Thunder Rock didn't really have a cut at that fence. He has backed off a couple of them, and as a consequence he finds himself last but one starting up the hill, with only JJ Riley in behind him. Meanwhile, So Scottish and Fakir Dudery race slightly worse than mid-division and are immediately ahead of Fugitive and Railway Hurricane, as Frérot Bamboo and Il Ridotto begin to open up in the lead here, and descending at just over 30 miles an hour on the approach to fence 8. They've drawn 6 or 8 lengths clear, each jumping soundly there over Montmoral and Grandier Dame to Torn and Frayed, and Thunder Rock belted that one halfway up. He's really made a mess of at least 3 fences on the way round. He finds himself virtually last now, as with every hoofbeat, the leading duo draw further and further clear. Watching the rest stream out over it, Thunder Rock, the last to touchdown, JJ Riley, the orange cap, just in front of him. Il Ridotto and Frérot Bamboo are already neatly over the first of the ditches, clear of Grandier Dame and Montmoral, who are third and fourth, and then Torn and Frayed to So Scottish with a white cap, ahead of Fakir Dudery and Railway Hurricane. Do Your Job has lost a bit of ground, and then Fugitive and JJ Riley, and another error from Thunder Rock, who's being driven along in last place by Sean Bowen. Racing across the top of the hill, the leading pair at 6 out. This is the last ditch, and again inseparable, Il Ridotto and Frérot Bamboo, and they remain clear. Thunder Rock again awkward at the back of the field. He finds himself cast well adrift, and the leading duo have already moving towards 5 out. Frérot Bamboo and Il Ridotto by a good 10 lengths over Montmoral and Grandier Dame, Torn and Frayed in 5th. So Scottish, the white cap, is in 6th. Then Do Your Job, followed by Fakir Dudery and Railway Hurricane and Fugitive and JJ Riley, and Thunder Rock has been pulled up at the top of the hill. He's out of the race as Il Ridotto and Frérot Bamboo take the 4th last in the Virgin Bet December Gold Cup, and they really are pouring it on now as they freewheel on down the hill towards the 3rd from home. Il Ridotto pink jacket, Frérot Bamboo the white face, clear of Montmoral. So Scottish crashed out the race at the top of the hill. He's out of the contest as well. The field is thinning out all the time, and they're beginning the swing back towards home now with 2 left to jump. Il Ridotto over Frérot Bamboo, 6 to 8 lengths clear. Grandier Dame in the nosebound is in 3rd. Montmoral is back in 4th. Then Torn and Frayed, Fakir Dudery and Fugitive, and Il Ridotto kicking on in front here. Bryony Frost sensing victory. She sent him for home with more than a quarter of a mile to travel. Frérot Bamboo in 2nd, and then Grandier Dame. Here's 2 out. Il Ridotto over neatly. The lead was 3 lengths over Frérot Bamboo. Grandier Dame, Fugitive, white cap staying on. Then Montmoral and Fakir Dudery down to the last. Il Ridotto needs a bit of company. He's lonely. He's over neatly. Fugitive is staying on very powerfully. Got 150 yards to go. Il Ridotto. Fugitive gets to his quarters. Can he get past? Fugitive bearing down on Il Ridotto, who's finding plenty. There'll be flared nostrils either way. Fugitive and Il Ridotto in a finish of inches to the Virgin Bet December Gold Cup. The judge will decide. Close 3rd, Frérot Bamboo and Grandier Dame in a thriller.
An extraordinary, eventful edition of the Virgin Bet December Gold Cup. And that is how it finishes.
Oh, my goodness me.
It is close. You felt the Fugitive have got it, and then you see the action replay again, and you wonder whether Il Ridotto has held on.
That was exactly my gut reaction. I thought Fugitive had definitely won, and so did Richard Hobson, because he was jumping up and down. So I'm certainly not on our own in thinking that. I still think he has.
Here we go.
First place. First, number 2, Fugitive.
And finally, Fugitive has got his. He has won the 2023 December Gold Cup. In the hands of Gavin Sheehan, of course, recently won the Coral Gold Cup as well on That's All Right, Gino. This time he's riding for Richard Hobson. The horse returned at 13-2. I think he got hampered as well by the significant fall of So Scottish 4 out. In second, it is Il Ridotto for Bridie Frost and Paul Nicholls, and third, Ferrer Bamboo for Nisha Williams and Charlie Dowie.
Yeah, I mean, what a terrific race it was. It was opened up literally with a circuit to run. Ferrero Bamboo and Il Ridotto have both run really well. I couldn't help but think, what on earth are these two doing, like racing on? They went clear, but they ended up getting a lot of horses in trouble because of the pace they were going mid-race down the back, and the jumping was really tested. Lots of them didn't live up to it, and Il Ridotto in particular was really good with his jumping all the way through the race. And I think in the end he has just ended up paying the price for doing plenty. But Fugitive has done
marginal.
Yeah, it is so marginal, and Fugitive has done incredibly well to win, because we'll see